comes down to, and I would say we talked a little bit about narrative economics before on the show about how these narratives can really be sensationalized to draw you in, but they make something that's not such a big deal seem like a big deal. This is not the case here. This is a big deal.
Okay.
So the U.S. economy entered a new era Tuesday as President Trump's tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada took effect. The new tariffs on imported goods ended decades of free trade among the three countries and stood to disrupt entire industries. Anytime you're talking disrupt entire industry, it's worthy of saying how tariffs are rippling through the economy. I think it's a warranted statement. The tariffs have the potential to profoundly reshape relationships between the United States and its two largest trading partners, abruptly reversing America's decades-long project of expanding free trade with its allies. This could also slow a U.S. economy, and I'm telling you now, will slow the U.S. economy that is already absorbing the effects of mass federal job cuts, reduced government spending, and immigration restrictions, while raising prices on an array of goods as varied as autos and avocados. I mean, did anybody think this through timing-wise? You know what? Hey, we got a lot to do. We should probably pick one.
Right. And then I know that this administration is already starting to crack down on some of the Biden economics.
Yeah, although I will admit there's a lot there to unpack.
And some of the economic data. But you can't be doing that and this at the same time and expect me to believe that everything that is about to transpire is due to the previous administration. I mean, this is effectively what's going on here. Right now, what's going on in the stock market, you probably see it more so than anybody.
Yeah,
right?
Today was a profound day. The market has reacted to this in a meaningful, tangible way.
Because people, it's not even so much so because it's too early to tell how bad or how irrelevant this could be.
But see, that's the problem. The uncertainty.
That's what I was going to say.
The uncertainty is a huge problem.
The investors and everyone are just waiting because the uncertainty and the unpredictability behind it all is what is scaring everybody of where and how far will this go?
Yeah, and the unknown here, because we're in a lot of uncharted territory, is one of those things that could be a catalyst, like the fall of Lehman Brothers. So I don't think you should look at this with any rosy optimism. I think you should be cautious. The market's being cautious. The stock market's responding like a cautious market.
What's scary behind it is that this position, his position, DJ's position, can do this at the stroke of a pen. By himself, he can avoid all the checks and balances of Congress, right? And just take matters into his own hand like this, which is pretty wild to me.
Yeah, until AI can actually be our president, in which case, we'll see. But yeah, no, it's a meaningful.
That's a lot of power, bro.
Yeah,
right.
That's a CEO move, though. I mean,
that's a CEO. It is a CEO move.
He is the CEO of the United States, frankly. Like him or not, that is within his wheelhouse, and the things that aren't will be challenged. But this, unfortunately, is one of the things he can do, like it or not. The 25% tariffs have been levied on imports from Mexico and Canada, with the exception of energy products such as crude oil and natural gas, which will be tariffed at a 10% rate. Canada said it would impose retaliatory tariffs, while Canada's province of Ontario also said it would impose a 25% export tax on electricity, like Saeed said. It sends 1.5 million U.S. homes power.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. Mexico's president said it would also retaliate with a range of moves to be announced on Sunday.
So what I was reading was that the attempt, and I don't know if this is true or how accurate they can even be, but leaders of these countries are going to look to implement their version of tariffs in the trade war on specific regions of the country that support the president, right? That are more red, okay? In hopes that they will go to their elected officials and their elected officials can put pressure on DJ. And I don't know how you can necessarily do that. I mean, obviously it'll be data driven.
I don't think I get that granular.
I mean, it's kind of that's hard, especially when you got to move fast.
Yeah. Keep in mind that these are national trade wars, so the state sovereignty here doesn't really play into effect.
That could be just a way of them trying to save a little face, like, hey, don't blame us, blame your guy.
Yeah, I mean, you're good at that in about 4 years from now when the next election comes up and they're trying to lobby for, like, this is why you guys pay so much for rice now. I mean, it's going to be all sorts of fights like that. But, I mean, keep in mind, beyond tariffs to Mexico and Canada, Trump also placed tariffs 20% on China. So you got our 3 largest trading partners taxed with a pretty hefty tax.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, this is an international problem.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to do all 3 of them are going to do the exact same thing back. And these are our 3 largest trading partners. So you can expect everything as a result of this is going to get more expensive. And unfortunately, because there are no limitations on it, there's no de minimis number, there's no exceptions. This applies to everything. And, that's a problem. So the natural question from a Vox article that I have here, which I don't cite very often in the show, is how scared should you be about tariffs?
Yeah, like, is it a good concept or not?